Hello. I'm going to be doing a vlog, the first one, setting myself up for an epic fail. Be working on my cemetery pillars that I've been working on, which you might have seen on my blog, which is devilseve.blogspot.com. So what I plan on doing is building up the color today. I've got a base coat on of black. And right now, I'm going to get my lighter shade of gray. I've realized I have a face for radio, and definitely not much of a talker. So hopefully this works out okay. And I'll end up posting on YouTube on my channel, which is under Ghoulish Cop. Where you find that right now, I'm not sure. So we'll see what happens as this materializes. I'll continue on in just a moment. Okay, here we are outside in the garage. This is the pillars that I've been working on. And as you can see, I've got the black color attached to my compressor. So this is the pillars so far. And so I've carved out all the stonework with a wood burning tool, and then I watered it down, and using a heat gun, I then created stone texture, as you can perhaps tell. I learned that from Steve's Haunted Yard, and pretty cool technique. I then gave it a base coat of Drylok, and covered that with black paint. So what I will now be doing is using this paint right here, this gray, and applying it to each of the stones, and we'll see how it turns out. Let me just show you over here, this wood panel right there. On the opposite side is where lanterns will be. I'm not sure if you can see back in the back there. I can't zoom, but you might be able to see the lanterns that are laying back there. And yes, the garage is a mess. So I have different kinds of lanterns, one facing up, one facing down, or actually two of each. And I'm not quite sure which way I'm going to have the lanterns going, but they'll be mounted on the opposite side of that board. And so to get to that wiring, just in case there's ever a problem, I created a door in the brickwork. And that's right here. See, so you can open it up and access the interior side so that you can get in. But that's where we are right now, and I'll continue. I'll start doing the painting, and I haven't designed a holder just yet for my phone so that I can actually film myself painting. So as I get going, I'll start up the camera again, and anyway, you can see how it's going. Okay, it's not so much of a dry brush technique, although it's pretty close to it, and it's damp brush. Let's call it that, damp brush. And so, I haven't completely ruined it just yet. It's the first bit of gray on there, making the stones. So what I'm doing, and let's see if I can get this, I'm just basically going around the edges, because I want kind of a rounded appearance to the stone. So to give that effect, creating shadows and highlights, and then coming back in, and then doing more of a dry brush technique towards the center. I haven't done that on all of them, as you can see with this particular stone. It's let's go back and do that some more. So progressing slowly here. It's just been a few minutes actually, and just continue on now. I'll do the rest of them here, and 3 more sides. So 3.5 more sides, and I'll have the first coat done. Okay. This is where we are now. So let's turn it this way. Don't know what this will do to the camera. So hopefully it doesn't screw things up too much. So this is how we got it right now. And I'll need to, of course, as I said, do the other 4 sides. Oh, and just one other thing with the interior here. One of my ideas is to put a gargoyle up on top here. Right now, as you can see, it's open. I'm trying to figure out how I want to close that in or not. But one of the things I plan on doing is putting a fogger in here, running the fog hose up through the gargoyle that I'm going to build out of paper mache, and having it sitting up on top here, and coming out of its mouth. That way the fog will be coming out. The lantern will be here. It'll be a low wattage bulb in there, and I'll be covering it with Spanish moss to give it an aged look and hopefully a creepy look. So, but what I realized, the real missing component of what I'm doing today is I don't have a beer yet. So that's where I'm going right now. It's Friday afternoon. It's about 3 o'clock. So the heat feels like 100, but it's probably in the 80s. And I am in need of refreshment. So I'm going to go grab myself a beer, come back, and continue painting the pillar. Be back soon. Okay, I'm back. Depending on how this vlogging goes, whether I actually continue doing it or not. This is likely to be an important component of my prop building arsenal. It'll either be Coors Light or Samuel Adams, 2 favorite beers. So, oops, there we go. And we'll spin that around. Here we go. And first beer of the day. Cold beer, hot days. That was what Benjamin Franklin said about beer. It was God's way of showing us he loved us. I concur. Okay, back to painting. And one thing I did forget to do was to show you the column, the pillar. Here it is. And it kind of really stands out there, I think, at night. And with some Spanish moss hanging over, maybe it'll be disguised a lot. And then there. So I plan on putting some tans and some rusts on too. And that one will be done. But then, of course, I'll have to figure out what I'm doing with the top. I think what I'm going to do with the top is similar to what was done with the bottom, nailing 2x4s, actually 2x3s, to the base. And I'll put it around the top as well, and then put a piece of plywood over the top. And that way and then cut a hole in the center, and that way any hose that I want to run later on can fit up through there.